Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Last week I did a one-to-one life drawing session with a model that I'd not drawn before. And these are some of the actual portraits that I did on some of those life drawing sketches. Now obviously these are not perfect by any means. They are probably quite small on the sheet of paper, so an inch by an inch or inch and a half by an inch and a half. And when you're doing a life drawing, it's not really about getting an accurate likeness in the actual face. Those of you who watch the channel know that I've not been historically brilliant at getting likeness when I draw portraits, and I'm wanting to improve on that. So after this session where I captured these drawings of the model, there is a passing resemblance to the person that was posing for me, but I wanted to spend some time and actually try and do some portraits of this person from photographs that I took of the poses on the evening. Now this is the first one that I did, and it's, I don't know if you can tell, a digital tablet drawing of the model from a photograph that I took in the evening. So it is a better likeness than the actual ones that I did on the evening. I spent longer on it, obviously, but it's not really a fair comparison with those because, of course, I'm struggling with a new piece of equipment. My partner bought me a X Pen Pro 12 graphics tablet for Christmas, which I've opened earlier and I've been dabbling with. So I can't really count this one as a success because I was working out how to use the tablet as much as anything else. But it's certainly an improvement on the ones that I did on the evening. So a positive step in the right direction. But I wasn't happy with this and I wanted to do a pencil drawing. Those of you who've been following the channel know that I've been doing quite a lot of practice sketching, especially of portraits in my sketchbook, just using pencil. And I wanted to spend some time and do a portrait in there. And I'm with each one, I'm hoping that I'm becoming more familiar with this person's face, so that if they model for me again in the future, maybe I can do better likenesses in the short time that you have to do a pose, an actual live pose. It's not going to be as good as these later ones, because of course you only have 10 minutes for a pose to get a likeness and the whole body in, or 20 minutes maybe for a longer pose on an evening that's live. So the main focus of this video will be the next sketch, which is the pencil drawing in my sketchbook. So here I am using a mechanical pencil as I normally do in my little A5 sketchbook. And the point of this sketch was to get a better likeness of the model, and I wanted to take my time doing it. I think the whole thing took about 1 hour 20 minutes, something like that, so quite a long time really. The model wears glasses, as you've seen already, and I've drawn those on first to sort of anchor where I need to put everything else really, to a certain extent. The reference photograph that I was using, I grayscaled to make it easier to see the tonal variation in it, stop the confusion with the colours and tones interplaying with each other. So just to make it easier on myself really. It's still quite a small portrait really, if we're honest. A5 isn't massive, and of course it's difficult to get the shape of the eyes right when you're working very, very small. But it's all about observation, close observation, and trying to match that on the drawing. When I'm drawing out, I'm trying to put everything in the right place to some reference points that I've already put on the drawing. So in this case I looked at the angle of the top of the glasses, which was quite a straight line, which gave me the tilt of the head. and then once the glasses are in, you look at where the eyes fit within the lenses of the glasses, what the angle of the arms of the glasses are, those sorts of things. So it's sort of triangulating the drawing into being. I don't actually measure very much in terms of, holding a pencil up in front of me to measure how big something is compared to something else. Most of it's by just judgment, because I've done it so many times, I suppose. But I am mentally cross-checking where I'm putting things on the page compared to where it is on the photograph or the live model in real life, obviously. So in terms of trying to get the likeness, I'm looking at the distance between the eyes, the length of the nose, the width of the nose, the shape of the mouth. In this case, the particular shape of the beard, the facial hair. All those things built together can help to bring a likeness into being. Sort of looking up at the model a little bit on this pose, so the ears are quite low down, perhaps lower than you'd think. I think a lot of drawing is about not putting things where you think they should be, but actually observing where they are, because of course the human body is a very complex thing to draw, and depending on what angle you're looking at it, the positions of things relative to other things change dramatically. So what I've discovered really is observe, rather than put an ear where you think it might be. Just look where it is on the actual reference, whether that's a live person in front of you or the actual photograph that you're using. Just putting in the shadow that was on the wall. The model was standing against a plain wall here with the weight on one leg, so one hip thrust out compared to the other one. I'll hopefully try and do some of the actual life poses again from the photographs that I've got with a bit more time. You may be able to see that I'm using the soft lead in this pencil at quite a low angle, a shallow angle. That's good for getting the directional lines, and I'm trying to shade in the direction of the shape of the body really, which helps to give the form. Because there wasn't strong lighting on the model, it was quite difficult to get all the subtlety of shading on the sort of clavicle area and the neck area, shoulders. But in the end, I spent quite a long time on that actually, and I'm not sure it's right in the end anyway, but perhaps I should have, because this was just a portrait, maybe I should have stopped at the neck, but by the end of I think I said it was an hour and 20 minutes, I was fairly happy with the likeness. It was certainly the best yet. Perhaps I should continue these studies and try and improve them more. And then, as I say, if the model poses for me again in a live session, maybe I'll be better at doing the quick, like 2 or 3 minute sketches that you have to get some sort of a likeness in a full body life drawing, because you've got 10 minutes to capture the whole thing, sort of thing. The familiarity may improve those sketches in the future. So as ever on my channel, this is me documenting my continued perseverance in improving, really. It's not a perfect portrait by a long way, but if I keep practicing over and over again, I think I can't help but improve over time. And I'm certainly better at likeness capturing than I used to be 2 or 3 years ago when I first started this journey and started documenting it on the YouTube channel. If you're a beginner, don't let likeness put you off trying, though. I think that's important. A portrait is great if it doesn't look like the person, but you learn so much by doing a portrait, even if it doesn't end up looking like the person. So keep persevering, and over time you will improve at getting the likeness. And it's all about accurate observation and trying to exactly get the right place for everything. Well, this is the final portrait as in my sketchbook. Overall, as I said, I'm quite pleased with it. It took about 1 hour 20 minutes. Definitely the best likeness of the model so far. And this video has sort of shown that if you persevere doing the same thing over and over again, you do improve, I guess. From the first sketches that I did with very little time on the evening of the life drawing session, through to the digital tablet sketch, which I did, which was an improvement, and I spent more time on that, to this one, which is an improvement on that one. Incidentally, there possibly will be more time-lapse videos of me using the digital tablet as I get to grips with that. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. Do leave a comment in the comments if you are interested in seeing how I get on with the digital tablet. Well, that's it, I think. Thank you for getting to this point if you've been watching the whole video. Do give it a like if you've enjoyed the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then do subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.